Hey everybody, this is at now_world_order from Twitter, and I'm just going to talk about some stuff that happened in pro wrestling this past week. We had Ring of Honor Best in the World 2014, New Japan Pro Wrestling had Dominion, and I'll give you some of my thoughts on this past week's WWE Monday Night Raw. But first I'll talk about Best in the World. It was here in Nashville, Tennessee. I had planned on going. I did not go because a friend of mine needed help with something, and I wish I could have gone, but they needed me for something, so I'll just leave it at that. And I'll always put friends and family above entertainment, so at least there was that. It was a good show, though. It was a very good show. I wound up watching it on pay-per-view afterwards. I DVR'd it. From what I understand, the pay-per-view stream was clear. People didn't have trouble with their buffering and all that stuff like they've had in the past. So that's good. Whatever can help Ring of Honor get more on the map and gain more fans, I'm all for. I've been behind this company a long time, and just like I'm sure a lot of the people watching this video have. So this is kind of my thoughts on Best in the World. Match by match, we had ACH, Caprice Coleman, Tadarius Thomas, BJ Whitmer, and Tommaso Ciampa. I thought this was a really, really strong opener. This is the way I would want a show to start if I was booking a promotion like Ring of Honor for sure. ACH won the match. The last spot was really cool. And I'm not going to talk a whole lot about what happens in these matches. I hope that if you're a fan, you're willing to pay the little bit of money they're asking to watch these matches yourself. They're worth going out of your way to see for the most part. So ACH won that, and that means he's going to have a shot in the future at the World Television Championship, and I'm assuming he'll be facing the winner of a match we had later on, which was actually what happened next, rather, which was Jay Lethal versus Matt Taven. This was a good match. Jay Lethal's solid. I'm not the biggest Matt Taven fan. I think he's good for what he does. His gimmick to me is too outdated. If that makes any sense. That doesn't mean he isn't a strong performer. I'm just not that into his character. Truth Martini was handcuffed to the ring post. Yada yada. Typical match. It was good. It was solid. Jay Lethal won, retained the championship. After that, we had Cedric Alexander versus Roderick Strong in a submission match. This was another good match, and it was based around the fact that Cedric Alexander isn't a submission wrestler, and he went for a lot of submission holds, and Roderick Strong uses the stronghold, which is also known as the Walls of Jericho, or the the Walls of Jericho Lion Tamer, Boston Crab. You know what move I'm talking about. And Roderick Strong wound up actually losing the match to Cedric Alexander in the stronghold, so that was pretty cool to watch. Another solid match. After that, we had the Briscoe brothers versus Michael Bennett and Matt Hardy. At first, the fans thought they were going to get cheated out of their money because the original match wound up being a DQ finish, and the crowd was probably damn near rioting. I mean, I could tell you firsthand from Nashville, being from Nashville and going to Ring of Honor shows in Nashville in the past, the Briscoe brothers are way over here. And I'll go ahead and take the time to say this, and this should just be a red flag to TNA Wrestling. I honestly can say, I think there are more Ring of Honor wrestling fans that are willing to pay money for Ring of Honor in Nashville, Tennessee, based on the people I've talked to, which is quite a few. I'm talking probably close to 100 fans that I've directly talked to, that would much rather spend their money and their time and are way more interested in Ring of Honor than they are TNA, and TNA, once again, is headquartered here. There are ways to change this. I have said in my resume many times, and I know it's not going to get anywhere based on this, I'm sure, but I'm just saying, there are things you could be doing in Nashville, where your home is, to make your product, available and create awareness. And there is a wrestling fan base here, but they're watching other companies, and it shouldn't be that way. That's all I'll say about that. So anyway, the Briscoe brothers and Matt Hardy and Michael Bennett gets restarted to a no disqualification match. Really, really cool match. The ending was awesome. Jay Briscoe did a superplex off the top of the ladder through a table to Matt Hardy, and then hit him with the Jay Driller. 1, 2, 3, middle of the ring. Beautiful stuff. Next we had Kevin Steen versus Silas Young. Kevin Steen, I think, is the most over person in the company. It's a shame for their sake that he's going to be leaving, but it's a gift to the fans because, we got to see what Kevin Steen can do in the WWE. I know they're going to tone his style down. I'm sure they're going to change a lot about him, but we've got to see this guy get a chance, and we're going to. Especially with Generico being in NXT already, man, can't wait. So this match to me kind of dragged on. It was good. Once again, every show every match you're going to see on a Ring of Honor show is going to be good. And Steen won the match, which I'm perfectly fine with. And he kind of talks after the match about how, give or take, he's got about a month and a half left in Ring of Honor. And he doesn't say it directly, but everyone knows he's headed to NXT, to developmental for the WWE. And Silas Young, you think, is going to do like the noble thing, shake his hand and walk off, gracious in defeat, and he attacks Kevin Steen afterwards. So this will probably drag on, this feud, until Kevin Steen leaves the company. But we just got to enjoy what we have left of Kevin Steen in Ring of Honor, because, in my opinion, he's the face of that company, and they need to find another face of the company fast. And I know they're trying to. So after that, we had Red Dragon, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly taking on the returning Christopher Daniels and the returning Frankie Kazarian. This was for the ROH Tag Team Championship. Very good match. Red Dragon's an awesome tag team. Daniels and Kazarian are an awesome tag team. Definitely check this match out if you're a wrestling fan, especially if you like tag team wrestling, like good, solid tag team wrestling. Check out both the tag matches on the show for sure. And the main event, we had Michael Elgin defeating Adam Cole for the ROH World Heavyweight Championship. I'm very indifferent about this, and here's kind of my views on this. If I'm booking a wrestling promotion, which obviously I'm not, but as a fan, as someone who thinks I understand business, at least thinks that I do, if I'm given the option between having Adam Cole as my World Heavyweight Championship and the potential face of my company, or Michael Elgin, I'm going Adam Cole 10 out of 10 times. For the sake of the pay-per-view, and for the sake of the fans going home happy, and for the sake of ending, or most likely ending, a long storyline and a long road for Michael Elgin to finally be champion, this makes sense to do this. It's very hard for me to see Michael Elgin as the face of a company. And it's hard for me to imagine he's that much of a pay-per-view draw. Now, Ring of Honor, this is their first ever legitimate pay-per-view. So we have nothing really to base this on. I think it would be easier to get fans to buy into Adam Cole as a heel champion. Adam Cole's only 24 years old, and the guy's pretty damn good. The only thing that I think is going to hold Adam Cole back, and that I think is the reason why we're seeing this kind of change is Adam Cole's Ring of Honor contract is up in December. I know that's still 6 months from now, but I would bet a lot of money that Adam Cole will be picked up by the WWE within days of that contract ending. Michael Elgin, I think in Ring of Honor's mind, with Kevin Steen leaving, they think that they can use Michael Elgin in a similar way, and for that I understand. I'm glad he lost the mullet. If I were him, I'd shave my whole head. He looks way older than he is, and that isn't good in my opinion, especially in a company that's promoting youth. But Michael Elgin he's a good guy. I've seen and listened to a lot of his interviews outside of wrestling. I know he's a longtime fan. I know he's passionate about it. I know he's strong as hell. I just don't see him as the champion. But by all means, Michael Elgin, please prove me wrong. I'm looking forward to seeing what the title run, entails. I just wouldn't be surprised if he was a transitional champion. But I could be completely wrong about that. That's just my opinion, and these are my videos. So there's that. Michael Elgin, all the best luck to you, man. For real. I hope this completely proves me wrong, and I hope you have an awesome run. But the match itself, Michael Elgin and Adam Cole, was a great match. Was it Samoa Joe versus Samoa Joe versus CM Punk, or Davey Richards versus Tyler Black, or Bryan Danielson versus Nigel McGuinness, Steen Generico? No, it wasn't. But it's so hard to compare this match to those matches, because those kind of matches, man, we were lucky we got those. And now we see where all those guys are. They're all WWE or have had a chance, aside from McGuinness, but that was completely unrelated. So anyways, like I said, awesome match. Go out of your way to see this match. And once again, congratulations to Michael Elgin. I hope that he has a good title run and proves me wrong. Now, that all being said about Best in the World, I'm not going to give a full review of New Japan Pro Wrestling's Dominion. I'm just going to let you all know that I watched the show. Some things, are very hard to explain as a wrestling fan. I love this type of Japanese wrestling. I think it's entertaining as hell. I love the competition aspect of it. And there were 2 matches on this show that, if you are a fan of professional wrestling or claim to be a fan, you need to go out of your way to see. The whole show was solid. I think I'd rather, if I had to rewatch the 2 shows, I'd watch Dominion again before I watch Best in the World. And you had so many people on this show that even semi-casual fans are going to recognize. AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, from TNA. You had Alex Shelley, the Young Bucks. There was a lot of guys on this show. And, but, man, I'm just going to get right into why you need to check out at least 2 of these matches, okay? The opening match between the Time Splitters and the Young Bucks, you need to see. If you like tag team wrestling, even a little bit, watch this match. I won't ruin the match for you. I won't tell you who won or lost. Watch the opening match of Dominion. Time Splitters versus the Young Bucks. Incredible. And also check out Ibushi versus ROH. Okay? This was a match for the IWGP rather, Junior Heavyweight Championship. Terrific stuff. Go out of your way to see that. Ibushi ROH. I hope I have such a hard time pronouncing ROH's name. if I'm even saying it right. But check those matches out. Please, do yourself a favor. It's better than anything I've seen on WWE or TNA or Ring of Honor this year. Both of those two matches. Better than anything I've seen this year in the ring. And last and least, actually, is I'll just talk about Monday Night Raw a little bit. You know, we saw Vicky Guerrero, the end of her. It was a nice tribute to Eddie. You know, she's done a great job. She's probably been their most consistent heel for like 10 years, you know, believe it or not. As far as matches went, we had Usos versus Wyatt family. They each had a one-on-one match. They split the matches. We're going to have that at Money in the Bank. I'll do a Money in the Bank preview later this week if y'all want to check out my thoughts on that. Alicia Fox and Naomi. You know how that goes. Titus O'Neil, Bo Dallas. I love Bo Dallas. I believe for sure. Hilarious. He gets another win with the Bo Dog. Yes, the Bo Dog, and now I think he was 9-0 after that match. Love it. We had a long promo by Triple H, Seth Rollins, RVD. Seth Rollins and Rob Van Dam had a match. It was a DQ, but, you know, because Ambrose came out, it looked like Rollins was going to win. I love this Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins stuff. You know, I'm a massive fan of Ambrose. He talks on the mic. Can barely understand him this past Monday, but that's okay. I look forward to seeing more with like Rollins and RVD and those kind of guys. Those athletic guys who can really go in the ring. Bad News Barrett versus Dolph Ziggler for the IC title. Solid match. I heard that Barrett got hurt on... Barrett retained the title, by the way. I heard he got hurt on last night at the SmackDown taping, and he's not going to be in the Money in the Bank briefcase match, so stay tuned for what's going to happen with that. Vicky Guerrero, Stephanie McMahon, that was the Vicky Guerrero stuff. You know, she's gone, but, you know, hearing Eddie's music, seeing her do Eddie's Shake, that was cool. Once again, a nice tribute. The fans should have been louder for that, in my opinion. Just me. We see some stuff on Stardust and Cody, and Goldust. Check out my video, the Stardust Has Arrived video. I explain kind of my views on Cody Rhodes and Stardust, and like I said in that video, I've actually known Cody, or knew him back in high school, and still talk to him very, very occasionally. But I'm a big fan, and once again, yeah, check out that video to see how I feel about this whole Stardust thing. Jack Swagger beat Kofi Kingston. Quick TV match. And wow, Big E versus Damian Sandow. Big E won super fast. You know, there's not a whole lot of eventful stuff on SmackDown. On Raw rather. Then we had the main event, Cena, Sheamus, and Roman Reigns versus Wyatt, Cesaro, Del Rio, and Randy Orton, 4-on-3. And, you know, the baby faces won. They only had 3. The heels had 4. Sheamus with the brogue kick for the 3. Kane comes out. Triple H puts him in the Money in the Bank match, and, you know, it looks like Kane's going to end the show, you know, last guy standing, and then you see Roman Reigns out of nowhere with a massive spear, and, you know, we're heading into Money in the Bank on Sunday. Once again, I'll give my predictions later this week in a video on Money in the Bank. So, you know, this Monday Night Raw, very average, but, you know, I'll be watching Money in the Bank on Sunday, so I hope you do too. In closing, I just want to thank my subscribers, I don't want to say fans because you aren't fans. I'm just a fan talking about stuff to other fans. You know, there's 16 subscribers. I really appreciate the support. I appreciate anyone who has messaged me on Twitter or commented on YouTube and I'm going to keep the videos coming, like I say. Please subscribe to this channel. Please follow me on Twitter at NOW_WORLD_ORDER at Now World Order, just like on this Twitter page at Now_World_Order. That all being said, and on Twitter, keep sending me messages or questions. I'm going to do a whole questions video at some point here. I've been saving the questions y'all have been sending me, and I'll do a little Q&A type thing. And also, my Twitter is currently private, so you have to be following me to see what I'm tweeting. That's for personal reasons right now, but that being said, if you are a wrestling fan or a fan of mixed martial arts, or even just a cool, interesting person in general, or a good-looking girl, I will follow you back for sure, and I will definitely accept your request to follow me. So once again, please subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter, tell someone about this channel, post it, do something. You can't retweet it because it's private, but get the word out. Thank you. Y'all be safe. Have a good one.